I am Prim, an architect and your classmate here in the Creative Skool. Alam nyo, one thing that I've learned, especially working in the art and design industry, is growth comes faster when you work with others and definitely not alone. Of course, there are pros and cons in those things, but really learning and sharing stuff that you know and what others know can actually help you grow individually. And I think that's one of the things that we really want. That's why for this logo series, I teamed up again with Kelvin, also an architect and a graphic designer. In the episode 1, we discussed mainly about the sketching and the conceptual process. And so now we take it further. We discuss about the design process, and we are going to be using the design desk of the Creative Skool. Before we dive in, quick note lang, any relationship works best kapag malinaw kung sino ang nagli-lead definitely at sino ang nagbibigay ng options. I rarely agree with the co-leadership, or mainly I think it's just for me. I don't know about you, pero when I'm working, it's either I want someone is leading and I'm actually following, or the other way around, no? Having same clear goals. And it goes alongside with design as well, no? There's a designer and a client. The designer guides, but of course, the client calls the final decision. And because naging klaro naman ang aming roles, even me being an architect, a designer, professionally doing this on my own and doing the practice itself, I realized that in this scenario, in this setup, I'm going to be the client, so I need to let go of my old habits as a designer, but rather let my designer do his work. And so I think that's what actually helped us to do it as fast as possible and as clear as possible. And so Kelvin broke down everything into 4 main process. And so now he will be explaining each one, and I will be taking notes for you guys along the way.
We bring them to the schematic design. So these are the approved icons, and then we have 2 options from the design desk. And then I propose 2 different directions for this. The first one would be the clean, sort of refined look into it, a bit technical or computerized. And then the second one, if you look closely, it has more sketch-like organic quality into it. But you can still look at them very clean on a general or when you view it from afar. So when we look at the 2 directions here, you can see the comparison in both positive and inverted colors. So we can somehow distinguish how these are a bit more organic in a way, and then the top ones are very refined. So for the typography, it's more of a degree of refinement, I would say. So we have here a typography that it's like using a pencil, and then this one is like a pointed marker. Then the last one is the most is the bold one out of the 3, and you can compare from afar the difference between the 3, but they are all on the playful side, which is very important into the brand of Creative Skool. And after that, these are some combined samples with the word itself and the icons. So we have here a sandwich version, we have here just the word logo, and this one is a word logo that's more horizontal, and a bit of a play with the letter O where we switch it with a bubble head. And then another horizontal arrangement where all the icons are at the bottom. And then this one is also a sandwich version where we have the icons at the middle part. So a quick sample application, just playing around with the icons and adding some colors, and also the horizontal word logo right here, and then seeing the word logo and then the icons on further ends. So this is the part where I propose to Prim to have a separate word logo. So we have here the simple word logo, and then the combination of the icons and then the word logo, which will serve as a full look for the brand.
The second one, the scheme phase. This is definitely far from final, but we're having a direction. This is also where the design starts to form a silhouette. So it's very important always to have your client involved in all phases and understand what are you doing. For example, you're the designer, make sure that your client understand what phase you guys are on. It's very important as well that even with the engagement stage, or let's say, any relationship, dapat nagkakaroon na kayo ng setting of boundaries, what should be followed and what not, what should be allowed and what not. And in all phases of your relationship, that's going to be applied on.
Yeah, so after that, we go to the design development. So this is where Prim already chose from the combined sample. And then this is more the exploration on how we can see how we can play a bit further with the word logo itself. So these are different boundaries where we have a linear one and then a 2-point boundary where it slightly warps in the center. And then the third one is the arc boundary, very straightforward. And then the fourth one would be a diagonal one, which is more like a italic version in terms of typography. And then for the bubble head, we also proposed one showing with the teeth and then just a big smile right here. We then show them in colors in quick comparison, side by side, and also an inverted one. And we have here a situational use, a horizontal one, and then switching some of the letters into a number 8. And for the icons, these were the approved ones. And we propose different variations for those that we are still exploring. For the mixed comparison, I intended it to be a lot of icons side by side so that you will not be biased into choosing a specific icon just because it's beside the approved one. So yeah, we have a general look right here so we can choose which one is the best out of these choices. And for the icons themselves, once they are combined together, I also proposed a different look into it. One with a simple stacked version, and then the second one has like a container, rectangular container, and then the third one is a bit warped in the center, somehow a 2D or 3-dimensional look into it. And the fourth one is definitely a 3D look with the drop shadow. And then we go with the combined logo. So we combined these variations into the word itself. So the first one, we have the clean stock version, and then the one with the rectangular boundary, and then the one with the warp into the center, and then the fourth one would be 3-dimensional. So we have the logo in colors. So after that, Prim chose this one, and then for the word logo would be this one.
Design development. Design development is where the client rarely see the whole process of this one kasi ito na yung where things become very technical. And in the architecture industry, this is where we try to really be specific and technical about the details of things. So here in the logo, he explained to me na he's gonna need, I guess, 1 to 2 weeks of finalizing and trying to using his own softwares to finalize the form. Definitely not yet the final, but it's very close to finalizing things. And this is where we've agreed certain things from the phase 1, which is the conceptual phase, and the scheme 2, which is the phase 2, which is the scheme phase. So seeing everything come together is actually one of the best feeling for me as the designer. And also, I guess for the client, sometimes yung client kasi minsan parang may gusto pa akong baguhin. But what's really important, if you're on the designer side, is to always ask, tanong mo si client, is this okay, no? Are we on the right track? And for the client, make sure when you say yes and when you say no, it's already approved. Especially if you're working with a tight timeline, if you're working with a specific goal in mind, no? Meron kayong pareha. So when you say yes or no, that's it. It's very important to be close-minded on certain areas and to be open-minded in certain areas. And on this phase, I think for the early stages, be very, very open-minded. And then once we're close to finalizing, you need to close definitely, and you need to remove options.
So we then will bring it into the final development. So this is the final logo, the final word logo, and we have here I'll show you how I arrange the proportion behind it. So I clean the letters very closely. Each one of them, the edges are all curved, and we have here a guiding line. So most of the letters are aligned at the bottom, and we have to create that heavy look on both sides. So we have a bigger C, and the E is slightly tilted, and then for the letters above and below are also all aligned. And for the bubble head, we also refined it into having that simple cut of the hair. And then when you put a circle or square on it, it's already balanced. And yeah, right here it's the square boundary. And also on the elements inside, we have here, for example, the cheeks, where we end the lines at the eyes, and then the smile at the mouth. It's slightly adjusted. So yeah, that's how we somehow create the playful look, but at the same time, we know that there's a specific boundary into this word logo and as well as the bubble head. So this is very specific for this logo only, and we have here the proposed colors, and this is the inverted one, the full inverted one, where we have it in all white, and then the color inverted one with the yellow and white combination. So we are not using any black into the word logo, so that we avoid it from looking like more on the serious or masculine side. But definitely we are using black for monochrome situations or where we have a white canvas. And for the full color, we have here sample mock-up together with the approved icons, and then the two color orange and yellow. And then we have here the sample application on a white background for the black logo. And then we have here sample embroidery for the bubble head. This is very situational, so it's not technically part of the logo lineup, but we can use it for merge or different application. And for the icons, we have here the refined ones where we did the same procedure of having the corners curved, and then the balance on the negative space and then the black space on each of the icons should be almost the same when compared to each other. For the design desk, we also did a slight similarity with the bubble head, so you can still see that connection with the other icons. And then we go into the inverted ones. We have full white, and the colored version would be yellow. We have here a sample application. Again, the logo of the icons, and then the word logo itself. Then we have here the icons again, and then the word logo as the display picture, and another situational use for the bubble head as icons for very small application where we can't fit all of the icons in a single small space. Then the combined logo where we have the refined icons, and then the word logo that is separated into the top and the bottom. So the spacing on each of the word and then the icons itself are all modified and adjusted. And then you have the inverted options here, the plain white, and then the two color of the inverted one again in yellow and white.
Now, before we share the final output, I've also posted a video regarding what the Creative Skool is. So when you check check out the logo, you will be seeing 8 different icons, and those icons are going to be the subject here in the Creative Skool. And so I hope you like the final output.
And then we have here the final full logo in a sample application. This is where we can apply the full logo in a clean large canvas, and then for a display picture that doesn't have any other elements, so you are solely focused on the full logo and the full look of the Creative Skool. So these are the approved colors, and finally we have here the logo in a spectrum to see how to use the different colors and variation on different backgrounds. So we have the inverted ones right here, the color inverted ones, where we have the yellow and white, and then we have here just the white version for colored backgrounds, and we have here the full color where we have the yellow and orange.
Before we wrap up, I want to make a huge shout out for my team and also definitely Kelvin Magno. My team, Clint, the video editor of this video, and the other videos earlier this month, and also Andrea, my girlfriend, which is also the main admin of the Creative Skool. Also, big and huge shout out for Kelvin, which is the main graphic designer of the Creative Skool. If you want to work with him for graphic designs and icons and logos, I'll be leaving his contact details down below in the description. Make sure to check it out and to contact him. He's a very good designer. And also, if you want to work with an architect, you know who to call. The description is still going to be down below. At the end of the day, lahat ng ginagawa natin is a process, right? There's going to be iterations and changes along the way. And so I hope in this process, me, despite being a designer, I tried to put my foot and feet inside the shoe of a client. And so it's very important for us to understand the roles, understanding it, that we need to accept the roles that we are in, no matter what relationship we are in, and also understanding the other roles as well, para magawa natin sila ng favor in terms of discussing things with them. Also, Kelvin and I are planning to create a workshop regarding creation of icons and logos. If you're interested, I will be also leaving a Google form down below, and I want you to answer a Google sheet or a Google form regarding certain things. And so if there's a good amount of people that's planning to join there, we are going to be launching it.
So yeah, that's the process behind this logo. And different logos have different texture to it, but I always use the 4-part process I made so that the client is always connected into different stages of the design until we finally identify or create his or her final logo.
So there you have it. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Click the subscribe button to see more videos like this. Everything about creation, everything about designing and art. And so just like always, focus on what matters, and I will be seeing you at the next one. Peace.